The combine is going on. I have a vow to make. Okay, you guys got to hold me to this. There's a phrase that I'm not going to use. It's overused. I've used it before, and I'm going to do my best to not use this phrase leading up to the draft. Would you like to guess the phrase that I am not going to use, or at least I'm going to try not to?
Are we playing Guess That Phrase?
Yes. It's a new game called Guess That Phrase.
Guess the phrase you won't use anymore game?
Yes. Okay. And we got some music.
Great.
All right. Paulie?
I'm going to go with an old staple, I'm hearing.
No, I don't do I'm hearing.
Right.
I tell you if I'm hearing something and it's a source, not, somebody's hearing. Rumor, innuendo, speculation. Todd, guess that phrase that I'm going to try my best to not use. Maybe ever again.
Player having a tremendous upside.
Okay. I've used that before when I was single. Seton O'Connor.
You're not going to say that they're more quick than fast.
Okay. Marvin?
High ceiling.
No.
Oh.
Yes, Seton.
Sorry, wait, Paul, you go.
Okay.
Oh, is round 2 of Guess That
Well,
Phrase?
I didn't know we were doing round 2, but okay.
Oh, man. Is this more draft talk or combine talk we're doing here?
It could be used in conjunction with the combine. Teams are there exploring. What are they doing with the draft? Somebody being traded. What are they worth? Packers, maybe Aaron Rodgers. What's going to go on with the Ravens, Lamar Jackson? Yes, Eden.
You're not going to talk about someone's measurables.
No, I don't do that.
Damn it.
Not anymore.
Because he's got all the measurables.
Yes. The phrase that I'm going to do my best to God and country. Draft capital.
Oh, no.
I was listening to the mothership yesterday. I probably heard draft capital 10 times. And I went, no more. Can't do it. Not going to do it to this audience. Draft capital. Not going to do it.
Aren't the Bears trying to build a lot of...
Yes. Yeah.
DC?
Yeah. DC.
DC.
Yeah, DC. But, how about draft picks? They're trying to accumulate some draft picks.
Their war chest, you mean?
Yeah.
Are you on war chest? Because that is...
I will not, but I would rather do war chest than draft capital.
That's a good one.
Yeah, DC. But the combine is going on, and we place a lot of emphasis on that combine. But keep this in mind. Look at players like Tyreek Hill, Antonio Gates, Malcolm Smith, the former Super Bowl MVP, Julian Edelman, former Super Bowl MVP. They weren't invited to the combine. Doesn't mean that you have success when you go there. Doesn't mean you have success if you're good or successful at the combine. All it means is you did something that they ask you to do, and how much of it does it really pertain to a game situation? The 3-cone drill, or let's see how high you can jump. We know the 40-yard dash. And I still go back to Paul Brown, Hall of Fame coach, founder of the Cleveland Browns. He invented the 40-yard dash. Because people say, well, how many times do you run 40 yards? Well, Paul Brown, genius, said, you're going to run 40 yards for a punt. And that's what the 40-yard dash is all about, running 40 yards. How many other times? You'll do it on the kickoff, and you'll do it on a punt. That's the 40-yard dash. Because I want to know if a running back can get through the hole, how long does it take? A second, 2 seconds? How quickly do guards and tackles when they're moving, or guards when they're pulling? Like, how quick are you? Because I'd much rather have a quick player than a fast player. Because quick I can utilize in today's game. Fast would work back in the 60s and 70s. Just go straight. Bob Hayes. Go. Outrun everybody. Now it's about quick. It's about getting to that spot before somebody else does, getting the ball out to you. But the combine, we'll spend a lot of time talking about it. But, you got some players who will fall through the cracks. It happens every single year. But when you watch the combine, I don't watch it with a, serious approach. To me, it'd be like if I'm on an elevator and there's music. Okay, it keeps me company as I'm going up the elevator. That's what it is. It's sort of background there, and you go, oh, okay. Oh, a lineman from Alabama who's running with his shirt off. Oh, he probably shouldn't have his shirt off when he's running. Okay. 3-cone drill. All right. I'll keep an eye on. Who was the combine workout wonder?
Mike Mamula, Boston College.
No.
Oh.
He was, but Byron Jones, UConn.
From UConn,
yeah. He was the guy who put up incredible numbers. Now, he did play. He's playing in the NFL, although he said that he hurts. His body hurts. I'm not sure if he's going to play anymore. But you do have those guys where somebody's going to stick out. And also with the quarterbacks throwing. If I'm Bryce Young, people want to know how tall you are. I don't know if anybody's said anything about his arm. C.J. Stroud, I know about his arm. I'd love to see how quick he is. Maybe, still, I'd go back to that Georgia game. And really one of the more underrated performances of the college football season. C.J. Stroud was unbelievable against Georgia. And we saw what Georgia did to TCU. But C.J. Stroud is a great passer. Will Levis, I don't know how good he is. You didn't win. Got all the intangibles, I'm told. Okay. Anthony Richardson. I tuned in one game and I go, I don't know if he can play. And then I tuned in another game and I go, that guy is unbelievable. You're handing out a September VP early in the season, and you'd be like, wow, that guy just took it 81 yards. Okay. But it's about being consistent at that position. Can you do it, each series, week in, week out, all of those things? Instead of, hey, he's got a damn good highlight reel. Most of these guys do have a good highlight reel. But I don't know if you can go, can I see his highlight reel? Yeah, it's not very good. Okay, then that's a problem.
They mix in a few fumbles.
Yeah. Interceptions, sacks, all these things. Everybody should have a great highlight reel. And then there's the running back situation. Bijan Robinson had played at Texas, which feels like old school football still, but he got a top 5 grade. But, okay, is Buffalo going to take him? They don't have a top 5 pick. The Eagles, these are the favorites to take him. Now, I could see Buffalo if you had him, but if you're a running back now and you're in high school or even grade school, do you want to stay at that position knowing if you get to college, certainly if you get to the NFL, you are playing the least valuable position in the NFL? Now, you get touches, you're going to get touchdowns, you're not going to get paid. You have to be almost like Christian McCaffrey. Leonard Fournette was just released by the Buccaneers. If Leonard Fournette played in the 70s, he might be a Hall of Famer because of how you used your running backs. He would be a guy you would just load up and say, you're going to carry it 25 times. Well, that's not the game anymore. But to give a running back, now that doesn't mean you take him in the top 5. It's just you're giving him that grade. He's a first-round talent, top 5 talent, and he's a running back. But do I want a running back? Saquon Barkley. And I was a big proponent of the Giants taking him because I thought he can run and he can catch. And at the end of Eli's career, I thought if you had that safety valve for Eli, and remember they went and spent all that money on their defense, and that defense fell on its face? I thought, man, you could sprinkle in another Super Bowl run here because of Saquon Barkley. Well, now you got to decide if you want to pay him. And would I pay him? No. I'd franchise him because you're going to have to pay Danny dimes. And you're not paying him dimes. Danny Millions. We got to change his name. Yeah, Paulie.
If you go back to Saquon's rookie year, he had 1,300 yards rushing, 90 catches, 2,100 total yards to lead the entire league. It's exactly what they asked for him. If he just didn't get banged up, he would have been weirdly the right draft pick.
We'll head to the combine coming up here in a moment because you get you'll get the players, you're going to get the coaches, you get GMs, sometimes an owner, and they'll get up there and they talk to the media. But when you're up there and you're a coach or a GM, your goal is not to say anything. Your goal is to say as little as possible, but it's almost like I talk about Derek Jeter. Nobody could say less while giving you the impression that they were saying a lot, where you'd go, God, he's really a nice guy. You go back and look at the interview and you go, he didn't say anything. But, you got a coach who has to say something, but be careful what you say and what you don't say. Mike McDaniel is the Dolphins head coach. Well, he was asked about Tua and making a decision on Tua long term.
Well, I think, like any other player, you factor in every variable. I think, one thing that, when you're talking about those types of decisions, I think it's important to recognize that we have a congruence of interest by the Dolphins and the player, Tua, that we both want, both parties really want him to play at a very high level for a long time for the Miami Dolphins.
What?
Well done. He gave me 33 seconds of nothing. Nothing. And he doesn't want to tip his hand. They don't even know if Tua is healthy enough long term. Of course you want him to play at a high level. The Bears are asked about Justin Fields. Their head coach, Matt Eberflus, had this to say about Justin Fields.
Justin had a really good year last year. We're excited where his progress is, and he's working to improve his game as we are as a football team. For the first year in the system, I think he's on the right track, and again, he's just got to make small improvements and adjustments to his game, and he's going to do that.
Okay. You know what the question was? Is Justin Fields your quarterback? He didn't answer it because you don't know if somebody blows you away and gives you 3 first-round picks for the number 1 overall, and they're going to be like, hey, Justin Fields, man, he's got a lot of talent now playing for the Carolina Panthers. Yes, he.
So, right, like these are unanswerable questions.
Yeah.
And so it feels it's funny that.
But you have mandatory media time. You have to get up there. And your job is to bob and weave. It's almost like, how do I not get flattened here with a punch? And that's what these guys are trying to do.